after the Uganda threw away Idi Amin and Milton Obote, after the Rwandan genocide, the country is doing well. In Burundi, the same after the war, the country is doing well. But when we reach in Congo, since 1996 up to now, the country is still struggling to attain the peace in the entire country.
On there, sounds like leadership doesn't take care, which means the government of the Congo.
Yeah.
And then when the government doesn't take care of this, then you find also the people also don't care. Instead, they just run away because they see Congo is kind of like a failed state.
Complaining about Rwanda's involvement, Uganda's involvement, we should also feel very comfortable calling out the Congolese politicians who are there to watch what's happening and do nothing about it, because all they think about is the money, their families, and buying property in outside countries.
Right.
They went to Uganda because of their history, like they've been chased in Rwanda.
Yep.
And then that was in 1959, you know, that was in 1959.
Right.
Some of them went to Uganda, some of them went to Congo, and then one of the groups.
Once again, guys, I just want to say welcome at Pambazuka TV Online. My name is Enoch Noel, and I'm so happy that you guys have accepted our invitation. And we hope that many people who listen to Pambazuka TV Online will be able to benefit, get an idea, and know what's going on around the world. So we know that in our motherland, things are not okay. But back then, before we go on the root cause, if we see Uganda, after removed Idi Amin with Milton Obote, if we see Rwanda after the genocide of 1994, and if we see Burundi after the war, the countries have worked so well at peace. We know that there was the road resistance, Uganda, but it's no longer available. The countries are just thriving, they are developing, they are doing well. But if we see the Democratic Republic of the Congo, since 1996, up to now, the country is on the edge. The country is just still falling apart. We will start from you, Karinda, giving you about 3 to 4 minutes. Can you share with us, why do you think after the war of 1996 up to now, the country is not stable?
Thanks, of course, for giving me this chance, and thanks for the audience, if there is going to be any. For strictly going to the point of DR Congo's peace since 1996 up to date, that's a problem which starts from Rwandan genocide. The war of Congo 1996 starts from Rwanda. Rwanda's genocide of 1994, which of course transitioned to Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Right.
According to many research provided, the war that transitioned from the genocide of Rwanda to Congo, yet no Congolese that had gone to commit genocide in Rwanda, the people investigated, they claimed to have been finding out the same, the related people to genocide, the genocideers in the Rwanda, which means the Hutus of the Congo, who would, be thought to also perpetuate the war like it had taken place in Rwanda. Now, after the war of genocide in Rwanda, then coming into Congo, the war of Congo started by that time. And then, of course, it went ahead, escalating up to date. However, going back a little bit, it is so funny with the war with the Congo, because when you see the war around there, sounds like the leadership doesn't take care, which means the government of the Congo.
Yeah.
And then when the government doesn't take care of this, then you find also the people also don't care. Instead, they just run away because they see Congo is kind of like a failed state. It's called a failed state, or termed to be a failed state. Why? Because they see the problems of Congo, nobody like turning eye onto them, could be even starting from the top. So how comes from the bottom that there would be a solution, the very interesting thing and the very sad though is that when some tribes of the Congo or some people of the Congo approach the problem of the war of the Congo, they kind of just attribute it to the Hutu Congolese and the Tutsi Congolese. So you find like these two tribes, they are under attack by other tribes, and yet this is somehow a case, but not the real case. The real case is just from the government, which does not, take care of its responsibilities to its people. That's the belief can just give about that situation of the Congo.
All right, thank you thank you so much for your ideas and how you think. Ushu, welcome to Pambazuka TV Online.
I'm very pleased to be here.
Right. So the question was, you are at work, which, we all depend on working and getting income. That's good. So, but the question here is, after the Uganda threw away Idi Amin and Milton Obote, after the Rwandan genocide, the country is doing well. In Burundi, the same, after the war, the country is doing well. But when we reach in Congo, since 1996, up to now, the country is still struggling to attain the peace in the entire country. What do you think is the cause of this problem?
I think recently I told someone our country is being held hostage by special interests. And those special interests, the world powers, with the support of countries that neighbor the DRC.
Okay.
It's not the US, it's not Russia, it's not the UK, it's not France that is going directly to supply the arms to the rebels that usually cause the chaos in this part of the country. It's right. Uganda, it's Rwanda that is facilitating that. But I also want to be very clear. We should also have the courage to call out the Congolese politicians in Kinshasa, part of the establishment, those whose parents have served the government for more than 60 years now, for the corruption and the failures, they continue to reflect. Because when you see things happening in the Congo, it's not just because Rwanda and Kagame's government is facilitating, the supply of arms and the training for the rebellion, or Uganda in that case. It's the governance. This is not a one-man issue. This is not a one-party issue. Much as we feel very comfortable complaining about Rwanda's involvement, Uganda's involvement, we should also feel very comfortable calling out the Congolese politicians who are there to watch what's happening and do nothing about it, because all they think about is the money, their families, and buying property in outside countries.
Excellent idea. Brother, what do you think about, this issue in the Congo? Yet other countries, they are peaceful.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much for hosting me here to Pambazuka TV. It's my pleasure to be here. If you would like to say things which are going on in Congo, I may like to start at the beginning where the rebellion started.
Right.
Yeah, this this insecurity started, it's a history in Congo. It's a history, right. And no one can deny it.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it start? It started from Rwanda, where there is a group which they went in Uganda to be in Uganda.
Right.
They went to Uganda because of their history, they've been chased in Rwanda.
Yeah.
And then that was in 1959, that was in 1959.
Right.
Some of them went to Uganda, some of them went to Congo, and then one of the groups from those Tutsis from Uganda, they formed a group, which was the one of Museveni, the one of Kagame. They wanted the liberty to their country.
Right.
They wanted to be back in their country.
Which they have right to liberate their country, right?
So they had to look the way, where are they going to pass?
Yep.
there was like the way was to pass in Congo. After passing in Congo, so they had to plan it. To plan it, they had some support. They had some man who wanted to be a president of Congo, who was Kabila, Laurent Kabila.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had to go with him so that they can support him to be a president. And then they also gained the way to get in Rwanda.
Okay.
So after them going, they had to pass in Rwanda. They did what they did, and then they came back to put Kabila on chair on presidency.
Yep.
After them putting him on the presidency, so they had the plans which they had planned, like, you know, after you being president, you have to give us like this. Their plan. That's where Kabila didn't want to be, like, he didn't feel anymore to be with them. Okay, can I speak maybe in Swahili so that
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So kwenye Kabila akaona tena hapendi kuendelea navo monini muplani za walikuwa walisha panga.
Mm-hmm.
So mwazile plani za walikuwa walisha panga, Kabila kama aliona hataweza kuendelea nao, akaanza kuwaonesha kama hawataki tena pale immediately. Wakati alianza kuonesha kama hawataki tena pale immediately, nabo ni watu akawapatia 24 hours wako wameshatoka Kinshasa.
Yeah.
Akakatala kuwapatia ndege za zitababeba kwao. Uko naona?
Mm-hmm.
Wakaanza kuwaua mule Kinshasa. Ni watu watafili gizi uko nasikia.
Yeah.
Balikuwa wanafunga makamba kumigulu, wanabatupa moi riviere ya Congo, uko nasikia.
Mm-hmm.
Banabatupa mule, banakufia mule.
Yeah.
Hapa usho anayua mtu mmoja mwenye alikuwa pale Mukasonga jinake Fifi.
Mm-hmm.
Alikuwa ku universite ya Congo Kinshasa, bakafukuziwaka bote. Mwele wakati.
Aure Fifi.
Aha.
Yeah, Fifi na I think mimi namjua pale Kiangwari kama ni.
Unamjua pale Kiangwari,
yeah.
Bakafukuziwaka.
Yeah.
So wakati walifukuziwa, ikaomba sasa bafanye nini, bajigombane yako. Uko naona. Lakini mbele kwanza pale kulanza kuwa vita ya Baganda na Banyarwanda Kisangani, iliua watu wa mingi. Uko naona, ikaua watu wa mingi kweli. Walikuwa wanafia nini Baganda, wanaanza iba miti ya Mkongo. Banyarwanda hapo hawapendi kwanza ubuizi buanze pale.
Yeah.
Uko naona. So ile pale kugombana ikaleta fuyo zote. Ile kuleta fuyo zote kwamba watoshe kwanza Kabila kukiti mwene anakatala plani za walikuwa washapanga naye.
Okay.
Yeah, ile kukatala sasa wakati walimutosha ikabidi sasa watafute mwene watatia. Mwene watatia ikaomba mtoto wake njoo akue president.
Okay.
Kwa president uko naona njoo vitu vilianza vivurugu.
Okay, sawa brother, you did well to tell us, you know, what you know about that. But in that, as we mentioned, those 3 countries, they are developing, they are like growing fast. And if you see, I was in Rwanda back in 2011, like Rwanda is, you know, is really doing well. So when you see, I think it was before yesterday, according to BBC News, that Rwanda and Uganda, they are being asked that they supported the new attack on the Congo. And according to some of the, you know, sources that some of the rebels who were arrested, they are now in Rushuru in one of the prison there, and they are Rwandese and they are Ugandans. Those are the source, news source we have. No, but so apart from that, as Congolese or as an African, what can we say about these countries who are, you know, keep supporting rebels to come to invade our country? Can you go ahead, Ushu?
Now, From recently, I saw someone who appeared on Al Jazeera, suggesting that the Congo should involve Rwanda and Uganda in negotiations and talks to bring peace.